think it's important that when you've got individuals or you have parties with different perspectives, I think it's very important that you ensure that there is an environment of collaboration, that people do want to hear each other's perspective and find and identify common ground in order to move this thing forward. I don't think that there is anything to be gained by attacking each other in this dialogue. I think ultimately we all have a focus on the public interest, and I think as manufacturers of materials in the building sector, we all want to ensure the health and safety of people that use the buildings that we make, and we're certainly a big part of that in the steel sector, in manufacturing of steel and used in these buildings. We continue to see different applications for that material other than just the automotive sector, right? So I think that there is some transfer of the research that has occurred and ultimately the new product that's been developed. There is applicability to different sectors. But my point in drawing the example with the CAFE regulation is that you've got a regulation that actually spurred competition and innovation, right, amongst materials manufacturer, whereas what the BC government has, perhaps as an unintended consequence, has a regulation that actually went down the road of preferring one material over another, and that does not actually drive innovation, doesn't drive competition, it doesn't drive further investment in research and development, and ultimately, I would argue, is not in the public interest. These initiatives, come out of they come from a number of different forum and fora, and in particular, not having been part of the BC government or not having been part of any of that conversation, I would say that someone thought it was a good idea to come forward with a wood first policy, felt that there was a constituency that would respond to that initiative and would be supportive of that, and certainly they moved forward. But I think what needs to be where the focus needs to be when we come forward with these initiatives, whether in government or in the private sector, I don't think there isn't difference here, is where's the evidence, right? I mean, I think public office holders, MPs, MPPs, MLAs are better informed with evidence-based decision-making models, right, where we can actually look at the evidence and then assess that evidence and weigh it against the objectives you're trying to achieve, and that will ultimately result in less unintended consequences, and I would argue that Wood First has a number of unintended consequences, and better outcomes for the public. We're very supportive of life cycle analysis. Steel is the most recycled product in the world. When we talk about cradle to cradle, you're talking about steel in a lot of ways, right? Because we recycle consistently. I think the improvement in process automation, the consistent investment in environmental automation, which ultimately tries to reduce the carbon footprint, are all things that steel continues to work in to try and reduce our own carbon footprint, while at the same time, I think, contributing in a very, very effective way to the fabric of life. I mean, steel is a part of everything that we do each and every day. I think as we develop more and more materials, we continue to improve the process, we continue to improve our environmental performance, then we can reduce our carbon footprint as well, and we're certainly very, very focused on doing that. The one term I think that I thought kind of describes where we need to go is this concept, or this term, of coopetition, right? Where we're not talking about people all getting into a room and suggesting that we're all going to hold hands and sing Kumbaya. We're really getting together in a room to identify areas where we can collaborate, areas that we can agree on ensuring neutrality in building code regulations, so that we can effectively compete in the development of our own materials, always ensuring compliance with the building code, but also ensuring that in the end the public interest of Canadians is best served.